So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the interview, the process is so important to who you guys are, what you guys stand for, and what you guys are trying to accomplish as a company. You know, where did it all begin when it came to the process, and what's the goal of the process?
Well, I think our founders generally had our patients' health in mind. We could have easily cashed out on a CO2 machine or butane extract, but so many competitors are out there extracting as so. And through the ethanol extraction process, we love the fact that the natural marijuana terpenes are able to survive that process. You can't mimic a natural marijuana terpene, so if you hear that from a CO2 extracted company, you might want to check your sources a little better.
And for those who maybe are thinking about getting into vaping or who are just trying to understand, okay, what are these cartridges? When you talk about the terpenes, basically what we're talking about is the good stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
The stuff that you want to keep in the extraction
Yes,
process.
the strain specificness of vaping. Once you CO2 extract, you kind of strip all the characteristics of the flower, which is the cannabinoids, and you no longer have that pleasure of tasting what that tastes like, and you depend on the marijuana or the terpenes added into it to either cover that end that's taken out or cover a burning sensation that some oils have with the thickness of their oil. The viscosity has to be perfect, and I think we're pretty much there.
Now, I definitely want to get into the health of that because, as you mentioned, the health is at the heart of everything that Bumblebee does. But I want to talk about the beginning product because, it's funny. I was talking to one of our other interviewers about what you start with is so important because it helps inform the end product. Iron tends to sharpen iron. As far as the initial product from which you guys are extracting the flower itself, how important is it for you guys to oversee every step of the process? I mean, do you guys bring your own flower? You guys grow your own flower? I mean, how important is controlling every aspect of this to Bumblebee?
It's very important because the patient has to know what they're intaking. We have contracted growers in Humboldt that supply us with our flower. They tend to grow, I want to say it's between 15 to 18 different strands of marijuana. Every 3 months, we swap out a batch with the new flower that we get from Humboldt, and we extract the oils in lab with, as I stated earlier, all the ASME approved equipment and the USP approved and verified solvents.
Now, as there seems to be some debate over single solvent, double solvent, how you guys approach that, or not necessarily you guys, but how extracts in general approach that. What's Bumblebee's approach? Understanding that everybody's going to have proprietary secrets, but what's your guys' philosophy when it comes to the health? Because people, as you said, the consumer wants to know what they're putting into their body, and I think solvents tend to top the list of, well, that's the stuff I need to worry about as a consumer. So where do you guys come down on that?
Well, ever since I've been with the company, and it's been about a year now, we haven't switched solvents. It's always been the lab grade ethanol. And I think we'll continue with that process until laws regulate differently. Solely because of the flavor you get from vaping. It's unlike any other flavor added strain specific way of vaping. So I think that's the exclusive product that we love to keep giving our patients as long as they allow. And shit.
Yeah, you basically hit the nail on the head, man.
Hey,
I
good
mean,
up.
and I think that's what's important to people, though. I mean, people want to know because so many people, I think nowadays, you buy into a product, and the minute you've gotten comfortable with the product, it's like, well, now introducing our new recipe, and you're sitting there thinking, well, what was wrong with the old recipe? Why did we change that? And there's not really continuity for the consumer, and so when you get an extract company saying, no, we found a process that works, we found a process that's healthy, and we found a process that brings you the highest quality product, yield in, yield out, and we're going to stick with that because it's a part of our company values. I think that's refreshing. I think that's something that we want to hear. And it sounds like that message is super important to you guys as well.
Absolutely. And you also, not only do we offer the half-gram cartridge that is ethanol extracted and it's a pure oil, the vaporizing pen is super travel savvy. We like to say for the professional class patients out there that have to medicate. You can't go everywhere smelling like flour, and you have to be discreet about medicating because no one wants to get pulled over for a gram of oil that is exactly what the police thinks it is. So our cartridge, or I should say our pen casing, is an aluminum casing, air-activated battery, and you'll see it at the end of the interview how convenient it is to carry on your person.
And you know, I do want to talk about some of that convenience and that discretion factor because I think that's important. I want to get into that in just a second, but I want to sort of put a bow on this health conversation. When you guys talk about health and you guys mention health, we're not just talking about just the process. We're talking about everything, right? I mean everything from step A to step Z, to step 1, 2, 3. Everything is with consumer health in mind, correct?
Absolutely. We also, all of our equipment, not only are we certified, but stainless steel glass materials that we use to extract. And we've been very consistent from day one with our extraction process, our contracted growers, our equipment, even though everybody has to order equipment from China. We've done so many tests with flavor process of tanks, which tank to use because the wick, the silica wick inside of the tank affects the flavor as well, especially when you CO2 extract. So yeah, the company's been innovative in every facet as long as I've been a part of the company, and I look forward to us continuing to grow with our new products that's coming out.